right, so Canada Talk Show, thank you very much for joining up. We are here with a very interesting guest, Irina, that's gonna speak with us about her experience as a digital nomad and in really specific and special place that I've been there like a few years ago as a child, but not really as a nomad. I'm probably gonna get an example, Tenerife Islands, right, in Spain. Um, so yeah, Irina. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, why won't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I try to be as positive as I can every day. And I think it's really important, like as an attitude, I think it's really important no matter what you decide to do in your life, like having a good, positive, optimistic attitude towards life. I must add that it's work to maintain this. It's work here. It's work everywhere, okay? I can
Love it.
describe myself maybe like a highly creative person. I know I always been super creative, but due to like my work and all these challenges, I kind of learned to develop these analytical skills. This combination of creativity and practicality in my life, I must say, it's love at its finest. It's just the best.
Okay, and tell us why you chose Tenerife and
I don't
how you chose
know.
Tenerife. Yeah, just
I
like that.
don't know. I don't know. It's just like it I think Tenerife came to me, to be honest. Tenerife came to me and I said, okay, I'm gonna visit you. And when I got there, to be honest, it's such a high vibrational place that it's like a mirror, it shows you who you are. I don't know how to explain this in the sense that I from all the places I realized the beauty and the how magical islands are in general, especially the ones that are not super populated,
Mhm.
or at least some spaces of the island that are not populated. It's something really special about them. You're in the middle of the ocean, you're like on a piece of land in the middle of the ocean, and water itself is a very healing element, and it's a
Mhm.
very creative element of nature. It brings creativity, it invites introspection, and it also like helps you move stuff because the waves are continuously moving and you're around them, so you move inside of you, you move outside of you move. So it's really healing. It's quite healing to be in such beautiful places and with this raw nature. Oh my god, I have this theory. No, it's crazy. I have this theory that, I mean, I encourage going to therapy, everyone going to therapy. But I think the first and foremost, like the main disconnection that happens even before you start like having problems or your nervous system not being in place is because we're disconnected from nature. I mean, to be honest, I was sitting there admiring everything and just living there. And for the first time, like for a few months, I didn't feel the need to climb any business success ladder. I
Mhm.
feel like I was the ladder. I was on the ladder. I was like, you can't get any better than this. What ladder? What are you talking about? Like this is like being here, being existing here.
This is
Not
the top. Exactly.
so
How
it turns everything upside down in your brain. To be honest, it
how
changes.
long how long have you been there? Like, have you
I
lived there?
keep going there.
Yeah, on and off.
I have a huge community there, if you can imagine. I went last year, no, 2 years ago, and I went last year as well and stayed for more months. And I have friends there. I connected to so many co-living places. Now, even co-living places are writing me, hey, can you pay us a visit? Like new co-living places. Hey, can you pay us a visit? Maybe we make some photos. Maybe you give us some tips about like, and I'm like, oh, I would love to. I'm
Amazing.
not there. But everybody thinks I'm living there. Everybody thinks I'm living there.
So tell us a little bit like where exactly did you live
I lived in
in Tenerife?
now I'm gonna say it and everybody will know and everybody will move there.
We're gonna censor it.
I stayed in a city in the south
In the
called
south of Tenerife.
yes, called El Médano. It is one of the most beautiful cities for me because it has this African, because it's like really close to Africa. It has this African vibe somehow. It's like this
Flair. Yeah.
desert. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really cool, and it's a surfers and kite surfers paradise because of the wind. It's super super windy, so a lot of people who practice water sports are going there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's my favorite place to be. And when I want to like take a little vacation,
Vacation from the vacation, all right.
yes, when I want to take a little vacation, I go to the north where it's a bit more chilly, and like it's a bit how to say, it's more green, you know, it's like greener, nature is beautiful. I do a lot of
Landscape.
hikes there. Yeah, yeah. And then I come home. It's I even took once, I took a few days to go to like this resort in the north, you know, like I went to the hotel to relax because everybody thinks we're relaxing, but when I stayed in my home in El Medano, I was working, I was cooking, I was cleaning. So it's actually like you have a life there. It's not
Yeah.
you have a life there. I was doing everything alone, so I needed to disconnect somewhere that I wasn't doing all these chores, right? So I was going to this resort in the north in the hotel, and then yeah, no, it's crazy fun. It's super fun.
Tell us about Tenerife. What is like the cost of living? What you should expect when you're going over there?
um it depends on how you want to live, you know. First of all, it depends where you're going, because there are obviously some cheaper places, but they're maybe not that close to any like important city. Or but if you have a car, because transportation is, in my opinion, is a bit of an issue. I have a driver's license,
Oh
but I
yeah.
don't drive. I prefer to like to spend money on like the accommodation that I had, food, ingredients, because I was cooking a lot, and water activities, you know, water sports activities and hikes and
Hmm.
everything of the sort. So,
Yeah.
and
So you're more spending on attractions
yeah,
and
because
like
I'm
having a good time.
alone. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
alone.
I hear
So
you.
basically, I really have to calculate my budget wisely, like prioritizing my needs. I would say you can't live below 1,000 euros per month. And if you want to like have the good life, so to say, if you want to kind of like do whatever you want, maybe around 1,500, 2,000 even. It was before like an unspoken, unwritten digital nomad hub, and it kept like, you know, if
Growing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, people are coming there a lot. Prices are going up. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying that it's the tendency. And but yeah,
All
if
right.
you're okay with sharing the house, you know, sharing everything, the car and everything, I think you could like live really okay. Or you can just go to hostels. There are like a million. You can do a lot of stuff. It's very
Hmm.
versatile. You can talk to people and actually tell them like, look, I have no money. I have no money, but I want to live here. Can I do something? Can I help you with something? There's always gonna be a solution, you know. There are some extremely cool concepts that are building now in Tenerife. I was catching, so to say, the beginning of them. I was actually talking to people and discovering them, and there are like really cool places that you can live and not spend all your money, you know. It's okay.
Hmm.
It depends on the level of comfort.
So let me go back to Tenerife over here with a fun idea of Australia for a second. Can you actually find wolfing over there? Like working for your living a couple of
Yes,
hours a day and
yes,
still be focused on
of course.
other things? Yeah.
Of course, but it depends how much you need to work on a daily basis.
Um, all right, tell me more a little bit about Tenerife. What first time going there, what should I know? What should I first thing? What should I do?
Oh, admire. It's beautiful.
Admire.
Admire first thing. I mean,
Step
for me,
step
I
back
did.
and breathe for a second. Yeah, just
Yeah,
look.
cry. Go
Love
there and cry. Go there and cry.
it.
I did diving, for example. I received a surprise. That's the thing, when you're living in the city and you're kind of like disconnected to nature. Okay, you try to offer yourself some nature experiences, but they're like 5% of living with all the nature surrounding you and becoming like an ocean kid, for example. It's you disconnect and you start like going weird in the water. So I was like terrified. Like I had the feeling like from 5 to 5 seconds that I'm gonna lose my breath, I'm gonna die there. And I was trying to work with my mind. I mean, for the little courageous ones, I definitely would recommend a little diving session. It's
Mhm.
amazing. Maybe a little surf class. You can go in this you must do. You should go on a hike in Anaga. It's their rural UNESCO protected national park. It's the dream. So yeah,
Yeah, it's so.
diving, surfing, Anaga.
What other scenes are there in Tenerife other than like beach and Agada?
You have like in the south, it's more like, so it's more like water sports oriented. And they have also like some areas, some little villages, cities where it's pretty touristic. And they throw a lot of parties, and nightlife is happening. And then you have the north, which is like super it's more like you have also cultural events happening there, because it's Santa Cruz de Tenerife is like the biggest city on the island, and that's where things are
Mm-hmm.
happening. And yeah,
Alrighty.
islands in general. I found the end of last year. Actually, I knew it from 2 years ago, but I rediscovered it, a little gem of an island, um next to Malta. It's like there. It's Malta, and then it's like this little island. You take the ferry boat from Malta and you go there. It's called Gozo, and it's still like untouched of developers, so to say.
Beauty. Final note for our viewers. What would
Yeah.
you say for a digital nomad that just started, a digital nomad that is kind of in the, let's say, first year, and a digital nomad that is like on his way to expat even? Um, Give us your pro tip for each one of them.
I will probably have the same advice for everyone, because I know how it feels. And long story short, I would literally say feel the fear and do it anyway. Do it with fear. Do it.
Do
Go
it
with
with
fear.
fear.
It's my
Love it.
greatest motto in life. Yeah. And don't forget that our mind is designed to protect us. It's what it's made for, to protect us from possible danger. But if you educate it towards your benefit, you will find heaven. Yeah. And slow travel, eco travel, slow
Slow
travel.
travel.
Don't mess around with planes all day, okay? Let's protect the nature. Let's and be very present, okay? Just go there and take your moments to just breathe and just look at everything around you, and like what you're witnessing. It's a great privilege that nature lets us be in the middle of it. It allows us. I always, when I'm next to the ocean, for example, I always think to myself, this ocean can rise whenever it wants to rise, but it's not happening. It lets us be next to it. So always have this in mind, okay?
Love
I
it.
I think it's yeah.
And thank you so much again, Irina. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.
Bye.